Well, you have finally got here. You are listening to the Erskin Music Podcast. Here, by popular demand, we discuss life, culture, Christ, and of course, music. These half-hour broadcasts are perfect for a commute, coffee time, chat, or any other gap in your schedule where you want to put great content. So without further ado, let's join the conversation today, already in progress.
Okay. Release the show. Release the dolphins. Okay. So you're probably wondering why I'm starting with this scene from The Princess Bride in slow motion. Hey, big head, start the show over again. I can't stop laughing. All right, the reason why I'm starting with this famous, iconic scene from a movie called The Princess Bride, if you've never seen it before, that you weren't homeschooled, is because boo! Sometimes, get this stuff off the screen. Boo! The queen of refuse. All right. Stop playing around. Sometimes people have a tendency to think that because I am somewhat forensic in my analysis of music, secular music, artists, those kind of things, that I'm out there just saying boo to everybody. Boo to you, boo Bruno Mars, boo to you Bruno Mars, boo to you Justin Bieber, boo to you Usher. But I am no such person. I am no such person. Shut your mouth. We'll be talking about music and the crossover from secular music to sacred music. Some of y'all need to make that crossover, by the way. Enabled by the power of the Holy Spirit. Start the show over again. But the crossover from secular music to sacred music and what that does in a person's life. We're going to be talking about that from the vantage point of Tom Scribner, a gentleman that I met out in Utah a few weeks ago, and I'm super excited about this interview. I'm going to be airing part of it a little bit later, so if you're watching this from the Rock Church, if you're watching this from TomScribnermusic.com, ORG, whatever it is, then I want to say good morning to you, but it's kind of early out there for you folks in Utah. Nothing revolutionary at this point, but this sure is going to be a good show. Tune in.
You guys know I'm going to take every opportunity that I can to do a flash interview with somebody when I recognize who they are. And I didn't know. So, I mean, I'm going to give you guys some forgiveness because I didn't know the greatness of this man, his musical prowess. But as I came to understand that, he played for a house concert that he hosted yesterday and then also opened up for that. It became clear to me this man knows his stuff. And he's been talking to me. We've been having conversations about the fact that the Lord has used that gift of music and really transformed your life through music, but then kind of jettisoned you to another position with music. And so I just want the audience to get a chance to know you for a second, hear a little bit about your backstory, and then hear about how music is changing your life and other people's lives.
Well, first off, thank you for that gracious introduction. We enjoyed having you there.
Yeah, good.
Great to know you and get to know you further. It's been a pleasure. My story starts way back when I was 4 years old, learning how to play.
You can just tell them. I'm just gonna sit back.
I'm gonna
because that'll pick up the sound.
They
got you. Y'all know he's good.
We're working it. I started when I was 4 years old. My grandmother taught me how to play, and it forced it on me. And I'm like any other kid. I didn't want to play piano. I didn't want to learn Beethoven or Mozart or any of that stuff. But I was spoon-fed that. But I continued to learn it. I kept staying with the piano. And when I outgrew my grandmother, we then got progressive teachers to teach me further and further until I got to the point where I'm just on my own. And I started playing to records and so forth. And much to my parents' dismay, all I heard was turn it down, which is typical what musicians tend to hear, it seems like. But anyhow, it progressed me to the point where I actually started playing with some bands and so forth in high school and college and having a lot of fun with that. I went through a period in my late 20s and 30s where I didn't play at all. And I kind of fell away from playing and everything. Where I started to pick it back up one afternoon when me and my wife went shopping. I didn't like to shop, and so I just decided to go walk around the mall while she did some shopping. And there was a music store there. I sat down, and I thought, well, I'll just play these keys for a little bit, and everything came flooding back. I started to play. And really,
Now, were you playing like Beethoven and stuff, or were you playing jazz? Like, what were you playing?
I don't really
I've
remember.
heard you
what I
tell that
played.
story several times.
I'm
Yeah.
playing- I remember Chicago.
Okay.
You know, that's my go-to song.
This is one of the guys.
Yeah, this is my go-to songs, right? But my wife claims it was Mozart. So,
There's some discrepancy. I'm going to go with your wife.
okay.
You were playing Mozart.
Well, I was
then,
playing
by the way.
Mozart. Anyway, a few people gathered around. I gathered kind of a crowd, and my
You
wife
said like
comes.
70 people.
It's just-
You know,
I-
when I play out in the street, a few people is like that one person is a homeless person that can't get away from me.
That's 70.
Yeah, this holding up the sign. It's like maybe if he gets done, he'll have some stuff that he can give to me. And then one other person that's probably my family member. That's a few people for
That's
me.
a few. Yeah, that was a few.
You had like 70.
Something. And it was enough that my wife had to look over the crowd and see that I was playing, and just shocked her completely. She had no idea. I had never told her. We'd been married quite a few years by then, and she didn't know.
She was like, "He is him.
It's
He is him."
that is it. And so we decided to buy a piano, and I started practicing again and enjoying it. During this time, we were transforming into a church. I'd kind of fallen away. I've been involved in church all my life. Started out young, working as a lifeguard counselor at a vacation Bible school, and doing a lot of that. So it was kind of like we've ingrown and grown up with it. And during my teenage years, the same years that I fell away from the piano, I fell away from the church as well. It started nothing bad. It just didn't go to church. It didn't stop.
That's kind of bad though.
That's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not right.
This is confession time.
Yeah. So
No shade.
No shade.
The story gets better, folks.
Yeah. So anyhow, we get introduced to a church by my mother-in-law, and my son. We go to the church, and we fall. I loved it. I thought the teaching was excellent. The pastor was actually the drummer, which I thought was way cool. And he finishes the song, and he gets up from the kit, goes to the pulpit, and starts preaching. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Anyhow, one thing leads to another. My son decides that that's his church. He comes to me one afternoon, and he says, "Dad, I don't know about you, but you can go to any church you want to, but I'm going to go to this church."
Okay.
And that kind of cemented it for me. It's like I need to put Christ in my family's life. And that's when it started the journey of God working on me and creating this need to be a leader of my family, leader to faith. Very convicting.
Accountability, responsibility.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So anyhow, we started attending this church. One thing led to another, and they found out I played the piano. And they asked me to help with the worship.
Did you have to audition?
No, actually, I didn't audition.
They already knew.
They knew to play.
They knew about the mall situation.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't think I entered auditioned for it. But I know I played in a basement and lugged my keyboards down the stairs and played. And the next 2 weeks, I was playing worship and thoroughly loved it. It felt like that was what I needed to do, and that started my worship journey.
So right now the audience is like, they're on the edge of their seats and they're thinking, well, what is this worship music? Where is this worship music? Where can I find it? We're going to come back a little bit and talk about the rock church and the rock worship and give you guys some details about that. You will not want to miss this part of the episode. We'll be right back.
Well, that certainly gives a sense of why people enjoy this show. Very engaging, very heartfelt. We will return to the conversation in a few moments, but first, let's thank our sponsors, Life Action Ministries, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and you for all your awesome support. And Holt International, thanks so much to our partners who make such a difference.
Thanks, Jason. Hi, I'm Dawn.
And I'm Steve of Don and Steve Plus. We're a podcast, and if you've not checked it out, I hope you'll do that. You can visit our website. It is donandsteveplus.com, or you can find us wherever you get your podcasts.
We do hope that you'll be able to join us, even as you continue to follow Erskin Music. Erskin does such a great job of bringing out topics. They're not all easy.
Right. I love that he'll tackle just about any topic.
He will tackle any topic and invite you to the conversation, which is always a plus because learning the art of conversation, well, it's much needed.
It certainly is. And he does a great job with those conversations. So, Erskin, thanks for doing that. Thanks for tackling those tough topics. And thanks for listening to the Erskin Music Show.
All right, let's get back to the show. This is where it gets good.
All right, make me big, big head. All right, so let's show you guys just a little bit of that presentation. If you're sitting there and you're going, who is Tom Scribner? Who is Tom Scribner? Gotta listen, he ain't telling you twice. There he go. There he go. Then gone into the store and start playing his piano. I don't know, he's playing Elton John. I know he had to play some Elton John. He playing Mozart. He playing Chicago. He playing the classics. People just around him. Wait a minute. And doing everything that he possibly can. And people are just poised around him to listen to this musical extravaganza. Who is this man? Well, this is his website right here, tomscribner.com. If you want to know more about what it is that he does, there's news and media, the rock church that he plays with, All Hail King Jesus. You'll want to check that song out. That's a new release. No One Knows Me Like You. He's playing on all of these. And so you may be sitting back there thinking, I never heard of the rock church before. I never heard of Tom Scribner before. That's okay. That's what this show is built on. It's a train that is moving, and we slow it down at 8:45 every day, Central Standard Time. We slow it down at 8:45 every day so the people who have never heard this stuff before can jump onto the train. Who knows? Last night, somebody may have been laying in their bed and thinking, you know what? I've been an atheist, shaking my fist at God, and I know I've been a fool because the fool says in his heart there is no God. I've been trying to act like there is no God. I'm going to get down on my knees, repent of my sins, put my trust in Jesus. Jesus, lead me to the place, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And you woke up this morning and you're like, I'm on the internet, I'm on YouTube, but I don't know where to go. You ended up on the earth. This is how I think. These guys, this is how I think. And you ended up on the Erskin Music Show. This is the first day that you've ever seen any show. First day that your eyes were actually open spiritually to see anything. You ended up on the Erskin Music Show. You happen to be here today. You don't know who Erskin Music is. You don't know who Tom Scribner is, but you know who Jesus is, and you made it to the show today. Congratulations. God bless you. Now look at all of this stuff that Tom Scribner has on here. The future is sure. No one knows me like you. Just keep scrolling down. He's been on Don and Steve. Well, they don't have the show anymore, but he was on Don and Steve when they had that show. Saved by Grace. Mercy, all of these songs evidencing the fact that his life was changed as a result of meeting Jesus. And friend, if you're there today and this is the first day of your life, the first day of your real life, spiritual life, and you happen upon this show and you're watching Tom Scribner and you're watching the Erskin Music, you never heard any of this stuff before, but it never sounded so good. Why? Because it comes through the eyes and the heart and the mind of faith in Christ Jesus. And you're looking at this today and you're saying, man, I don't want to dive into this. I want to dive into this. Well, friend, dive into this. Here's more. I got more. This show is all about giving you more. I got more for you. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to give you more. The Rock Church. You're like, I never heard about the Rock Church before. Where are they at? Not the Princess Bride. Oh, here they go. I got you. I'm on the ones and twos. Check them out. They're doing some incredible things. experiencethe community/the rock music. And they've got 8 different bands there. They've got all different styles of music commensurate with the devotion that we just had. All different styles of music to glorify King Jesus. They're singing praises unto the Lord. The Rock Church. You never heard about them before. But they can be getting it done. But wait, there's more. There's still more of this interview that I want you guys to see. This is the second half of how God has used Tom Scribner. So please tune in. And the comment section is on, by the way. Get the sound
A
on.
lot of worship songs.
Get the sound.
Worship music. What is that worship music? What is that church? The Rock Church here in Utah, Salt Lake City. Tell us more.
All right. Like we were talking earlier.
We've already had this conversation, by the way.
I started.
We're just
watch
now
part two.
filming it for you.
I started doing worship music with a couple of people, a pastor and a lady and some other church people that we were going to Tinny with. We were doing worship. And this guy came along who was starting a friendship with my son. And he had long hair, smelled like cigarette smoke, looked pretty scary. And I learned...
Typical musician.
Yeah, I learned later that he was actually a professional musician that had just gotten off tour and has decided that he no longer wants to do the rock music that he's doing, or rock music as a rock and roll, and start working, leaning more into learning Christ and learning about the church, and ask if I would like to be part of his band. His name is Steel Crosswhite. Steel Crosswhite was...
He's another player. Yes.
Yeah, and you'll get to him. He's
Yes.
a great dude.
He's been on the show before.
Oh, he has?
Yeah,
Well,
we've
then you guys
interviewed.
need to watch that.
Yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
need to tag that episode. Just do a crossway.
Steel Crosswhite. So I started playing with Steel, and we started doing a lot of worship songs. We would start doing... Actually, we would introduce one secular song at the very first, and then we would go into Christian songs, CCM, contemporary Christian songs. The one song was kind of like a feeder to get people engaged. And it worked. It was really well. But what struck me was that this music that I want to play is all I want to play. I don't want to do secular music anymore. I want to do
Right,
Christian
right.
music. And
Give it all to Christ.
that was it. That was it, brother. And so we started doing this. We've been doing this. I've been doing this with Steel for over 20 years now. We started actually writing our own music about 10 years ago, I think. Steel would bring some songs to the table, and we would work them, and I would add keyboard parts to it, or he would have great suggestions that we needed to add these parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
And about 5 years ago, we actually started going to Nashville and teaming up with co-writers there and creating some of our songs that really had some deep thought, deep impact, and really it's a lot of traction. And so some of the stuff we've coming out with now, such as Mercy, and a lot of our other songs that we have are deeply inspirational. To have some great background to them.
You're gonna enjoy it. I might try to overcome the copyright and play some of it for you.
Okay. I'm sure that can be. We can work through that.
Yeah, we'll work through that. Well, our lawyers and everybody, there's a team of a meeting right now. We'll figure out how to get past the legalities of all that.
They're waving at us.
Yes. Can't say that.
Yeah. So anyhow, we've started to really gain some traction with our music, and our idea is to be some of the best musicians out there for Christ. Our focus is elevating Christ, elevating Him in your life, and focusing, having you focus on Christ-like and being like Christ, living a lifestyle like Christ.
Strong. That's strong. And so tell us one more time what the name of the worship collective is. I'll put a link in the show, but we'll...
It's a group. A lot of them. We're a group of musicians called the Rock Music,
Mm-hmm.
and we are probably about 30 strong. We're made up of various different bands of all sorts of genre. And at any one time, at any one Sunday, you don't know what you're going to get. You could get rock and roll. You could get soul. You could get like a guitar. Or just something very simple, a keyboard and a guitar, just some pads and just very relaxed music, or you can have full-on rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And so you never know what group is going to play, but we do have a diverse bunch of guys who are very talented.
Very talented. You guys are going to enjoy that. So they roll in 30 deep whenever they come to your church now. But thank you so much for... You and your wife, Stephanie, have been incredible. And we've enjoyed our time here. Y'all got to get out to Utah and help those folks out. they're trying to reach people for Jesus, and that's what this show and this platform is all about: life, culture, and art. Let's talk about it, but mostly talking about Jesus.
Yes.
And letting people know what's good. So that's our interview, flash interview. I had to do it while I was here on location. This is Tom Scribner.
All right, is that up on the screen? Is that up on the screen? Can y'all see that? The rock church should be the entryway to the rock music, should be the entryway to what he was talking about there. And I got to make some editorial decisions here. As the host of the show, as the producer of the show, I got to make some decisions here. I should let you guys listen to some of their music, but I feel like this audience is cagey. Y'all are sagacious. Y'all will go and listen to that music. You will find it yourself. Tom, thank you so much for that interview. If you're watching here today, Tom, Stephanie, thank you guys so much for letting us stay at your house. Thank you so much for having a house concert. Thank you for being, well, as Steel Crosswhite says, the best of us. I like that phrase. So that's the rock music, but I'm going to do this because I got to do two things before we get out of here today. This is the midweek show. And so, again, the rock music, all of this, solid stuff. But I wanted to see the backside of this. Tom is giving this testimony here, this beautiful testimony of how God transforms his heart in the midst of this. And now all he wants to do is sing music about Jesus. It's not that he can't play musically and practically the music that he had played before, but his heart desires to glorify God. I want to show you guys something that I think illustrates this point, and it's a short, and so this won't be long, but it's about a stylist that was playing Christian music. And just listen to the way that this is articulated, because I think this has everything to do with what we were talking about today and how we engage the marketplace. Since you guys are a little quiet today in the discussion section, I'm going to engage the marketplace by simply saying now that you've heard all of this, now that you've heard Tom's testimony, now that you've heard the devotion that we were talking about and the purpose of music and secular music versus sacred music, what all of that has to do, how do you engage the marketplace where you work, where you play, where you go, when you have people around you? How do you engage the world with this heart and mind attitude? This is it, or one version of it. And I want you guys to see an example of this.
Well, you probably already know that when you hear that sound, there's music on the way. After all, this is kind of a music show. Sit back and enjoy. All the music can be easily found on your favorite digital distribution channels. Turn up the volume and here we go.
Looking back and going over my life, wishing I could start all over again. Keep asking what it would have been like if I would have known you way back then. But I wouldn't change a single thing I went through, 'cause it led me to you. Now that
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
I know I've been redeemed. I will hope in you, give my life to you, and I find you're all I need. I went searching, looking for some answers, trying hard to fill this void within. I was desperate for the missing pieces, when only you can make me whole again. It took all you had to make a way, to rescue me now and every day. Now that I'm with you, I will sing to you, 'cause I know
one version of it, and I want you guys to see an example of this.
Client asked her to stop playing her Christian music. Let me know if you would have handled this any differently.
French matches like with everything, so nothing wrong with that.
Do you want to change your music?
Yeah, why?
Oh, nothing. It's not really like my religion like that.
Do you want to listen to maybe like instrumental or like maybe like clean music, or what do you usually listen to?
I mean, I didn't listen to like rap and hip hop. I guess you could say trap.
Okay, like to be respectful, like I don't really listen to trap because I'm a Christian, so would you be okay with maybe like no music or like old type of music? I don't know, like what do you feel like more comfortable with, or like for the rest of the appointment, because I don't want you to feel like uncomfortable.
I would say we could just do no music.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. How do you like your hip hop music? Some like it holy, some like it polluted. No, I thought that she handled that great. That was fantastic. I don't know who this young lady is because I'm obviously not going any place where I'm getting my nails done. I'm not going any place where I'm getting my nails done. But she was just so calm about it. She was just so chill about it. Wasn't trying to just smash it in people's face, but you know what? She had her music on. She was getting her praise on. She was letting the things go into her mind and her heart and her ears that were going to express confidence in Christ and love for Christ. I don't know what she was listening to. I don't want to get that expressive about what she was listening to. She may have been listening to Erskin music, and of course, it was doing all those different things. But let's just go ahead and say, for the sake of the arguments, I don't know who that young lady is. I've never met her before, but that doesn't mean she doesn't know who I am. So let's just say she's listening to Erskin music. And we're talking about pay the price, pay the price. Listening to Is He Worth It? We're talking about the persecuted church. The lady is sitting there and she's like, you know what? I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this. That's not really my religion. Which she can make that comment. But there had to be something in the music that was at least enough convicting that she figures out that it's religious music and that it's music that she doesn't vibe with because she likes corrupted, polluted music and filth and trash in her mind. She wants that. She's not getting that. She's getting Jesus music, and it's causing her, I don't really know. Can you change your religious preferences to my religious preferences and play what it is that I want you to play? Give me my filthy music. Give me the dirty, dirty. No. But she wasn't rude about it. You go back and watch that video. Was she rude about it? No, she was just cool. Oh, what would you like me to play? She wasn't smart alecky about it. I would have been a smart aleck about it. She wasn't like Erskin would have been in this situation. That's why I'm showing this to you today, because this is not what you're going to get on this show. So I'm going to have to show you some examples of people who are doing it far better than I am. She's the best of us when it comes to this example. She was calm. She was cool. She was collected. She was Christ honoring. And she just said, how can I serve you? What would you like me to do? And at the end of the day, we're just going to have to turn the music off. Just turn the music off, because you're not giving me the filth that my mind wants. So I don't want your religion, but I can't get my religion. And I guess that's just going to have to be a stalemate. I guess that's just going to have to be where we're at these days. What kind of music you want to listen to? Your religious music or my religious music? And I love. That's what Erskin Music Show is all about. I love it when things are couched like that. Your music is giving me your religious preferences. How you think about the world, how you think about marriage, how you think about relationships, how you think about communication, how you think about gender, how you think about a variety of different things. Your music is giving me your worldview and your religious preferences. So don't tell me that I need to completely eliminate mine. We're just going to have to stalemate. We're just going to have no music, I guess, because my music is going to give you what I think about Christ, what I think about the world, what I think about fame, paparazzi. Oh, we need to play that song. We haven't played that song in a long time. I don't want fame. You can have it, because I don't want it. Anyway, it's a worldview battle that we have here. And that's the hallmark of the Erskin Music Show. A worldview battle. We'll be calling things out on this show. I'll be calling me out on this show from time to time. So
we have come to the end of this episode. Don't miss a final word from Erskin.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the Erskin Music Podcast Experience. to all of our guests that come on the show, and for all of our sponsors. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. And for you who listen to the show, you and I, we make this thing happen by simply being kind to one another in the comment section and then going as followers of Christ and living this thing out. If anybody needs more information, erskinmusic.com is where you start, and then all the nonsense starts, all the social media that's out there. But let's go live it out. See you guys very soon.